22 fences before them over the first, which comes very quickly, and on the back of the field we've lost one. I think that is Goggenhard. I'm afraid it's a long way away from me, but I'm pretty safe that is Goggenhard. We've lost at the first. Coming down towards fence number 2, and as they jump the second, and Bindari has gone at the second. Bindari is down at the second, so settling down the run down towards the third. Heidi is the early leader. Heidi leads them as they come to the third. Jumps it, big jump, Morlane right behind him. Ardent Scout also up there, prominent towards the outside as they make their way down towards the Melling Road for the first time. They got one to jump before they come to the Melling Road, and they come to the Melling Road for the first time. Scott and Green also right behind them. Amberleigh House tucked in behind them with Smarty, and then on the outside is the Major as they start to make their way now towards the road crossing. So Scott and Green has come through on the outside of Heidi with the Ardent Scout on the inside, and he's the leading 3. Morlane right behind them, then Skill Wise, and then after Skill Wise in the JP McManus colours is Shannon Gale. Village King in the centre with Amberleigh House. Carl Llewellyn, I'm glad to say, is up on his field, none the worse for the fall from Bindari. So they swing into the home straight or towards the 2 fences before they jump the fair chair right in front of the stands, and Heidi continues to make it a couple lengths clear from Ardent Scout and Scott and Green and Moor Lane. Riderless horses all around Heidi as he comes down to it now, and Heidi comes to it now, jumps to it 2 riderless horses on either side, just nods slightly on landing. Right behind him is Ardent Scout, and then on the outside is Scott and Green. Moor Lane comes next, and after Moor Lane towards the inner is Skill Wise. This will be the final fence next time round. Amberleigh House took it behind these with Village King and Smarty. Then towards the outside is the Major. Further back in the field behind the Major is Smarty and Brow Joshies. They make their way now towards the chair, right in front of the stands now, and as they come to it, Ardent Scout joins Heidi with also on the Scott and Green up there on the outside. Then right behind them is Moor Lane as they come down towards the water. Heidi leads them then to the water now by half a length or so from Scott and Green, who took it in second place. Then Ardent Scout on the inside, Moor Lane towards the outer. Right behind these is Village King. They start to make their way round the turn, and as they swing out into the country, going up on the inside is Skill Wise, just about to dispute it. Back in mid-division at this stage is Amberleigh House and Village King and Smarty. Brow Joshi, and also behind them Blowing Wind, biding his time at the rear of the field. Also out towards the outside, the Major has dropped back towards the rear of the field, having been prominent with Impertio. They cross the Melling Road and run down towards the 5 fences before Becher's, and as they do so, it's still Heidi with the advantage. Heidi just the overall leader as they come towards this next plain fence. Jumps it about a length or so clear from Scott and Green in second place, and we've lost another one at the back of the field. That's Brow Joshi who went at that. So Heidi comes to the next from Scott and Green, who takes it in second place, then Skill Wise and Amberleigh House. Smarty is creeping closer on the outside. Ardent Scout comes next with Moor Lane, also improving again, the Major having dropped back out of it, and behind these Amberleigh House, and they lost one at that, and I think that was Moor Lane who's gone this time. Moor Lane, I'm afraid, is a faller there as they run towards another one. Heidi comes to it now, joined and out jumped there by Scott and Green, and then on the inside comes Ardent Scout, further back to Skill Wise and Smarty and the Major. Also improving as Impertio has gone into mid-division. Village King has dropped back and Blowing Wind. They approached the next, and over that it was a mistake further back, and very nearly went Shannon Gale. Paul Maloney's picked him up off the ground, but up front as they run down towards the big one, it's Scott and Green who's going down to it now. Scott and Green by about a length or so from Ardent Scout on the inside. Then to take it back in third, Heidi. Smarty towards the outside with the Major who's improved. And they're all over the beaches and running now towards the Foynhaven fence. So swinging along towards the Foynhaven, Scott and Green comes to it now. A good jump by the leader from Ardent Scout, and then the Major, and then a gap back. Amberleigh House is improving all the time and going well. Smarty on the outside as they reach now to the canal turn. They reach the canal turn with Scott and Green still continuing to take them along from Ardent Scout. Then in third place is the Major. Amberleigh House just carried a little bit wide there by Heidi. After these, Impertio's beginning to pick up. They race towards another plain one then, and over that it was Scott and Green, and with Scott and Green, Ardent Scout, the Major and Amberleigh House. Then behind these, still continuing to improve, is Impertio. On the outside, on the inside is Heidi and Skill Wise. At the next, Ardent Scout and Scott and Green going to choose between these two now. Amberleigh House is still continuing to improve. And then after these, on the outside, the Major running a big race. At the next, Ardent Scout just guessed at that, but got away with it. On the inside, on the outside is Scott and Green. Amberleigh House is still continuing to close. They're running down towards another now. And Ardent Scout given a big boot into it by Dominic Ellsworth. He got the Major has gone there. He got he's gone on by about a length and a half or so from in second place, and now being ridden along is Scott and Green. Amberleigh House is continuing to improve. Then back and forth is Skill Wise. They're back onto the racecourse. They got 2 more fences left to go. Ardent Scout and Dominic Ellsworth have got a 5 or 6 length advantage. They start to swing in from Amberleigh House and Tony Dobbin, who's got in pursuit now. Then back in third is Scott and Green. They're racing down towards the penultimate fence now. And Ardent Scout, Dominic Ellsworth, still clear by 4 to 5 lengths from Amberleigh House, the favourite, who's trying to close. Ardent Scout comes now towards 2 from home. Ardent Scout to it now, a great leap by the leader. He's 7 or 8 lengths clear from Amberleigh House, who's run a tremendous race in second place, but doesn't look as though he can get to him. Ardent Scout comes to the final fence now. Ardent Scout into it now. Another great leap there. He jumps in 8 to 10 clear from Amberleigh House, who took it in second place. Blowing Wind is running on the death into third, but they're racing down towards the elbow in the Tote Becher now, and it's Ardent Scout who is clear from Amberleigh House. Ardent Scout and Dominic Ellsworth. It's a great win this for Sue Smith's stable as Ardent Scout races down well clear inside the final 150. Ardent Scout is going to take it very, very comfortably. Ardent Scout racing up towards the line to take the Tote Becher from Amberleigh House, who run a tremendous race in second place. Blowing Wind will stay on for third, and Village King also running on at the death.
Well, all the thrills and spills of the Grand National course here at Aintree, live and at the races. The Tote Becher Chase of 2002 goes to number 13, Ardent Scout, a brilliant winner under Dominic Ellsworth, trained by Sue Smith. Last year's winner, Amberleigh House, only second in this occasion, but lost nothing in defeat. Blowing Wind, who belted the second last and who'd been held up for a long way by Tony McCoy, stayed on to finish in third, and Village King finishes in fourth place. But there you are, young Dominic Ellsworth, a £3 conditional jockey, absolutely exhausted after this 3 mile and 3 furlong Tote Becher chase. They set off with their backs to the canal turn. The first fence they took was Valentine's Brook itself. There was drama right from the start when there was a casualty at the very first fence, and then last year's Grand National winner Binderee came down at the second. But a brilliant winner there in Ardent Scout. I'll be finding out if the Grand National's the plan for this one, but for the meantime, back to the studio to Rishi for the SPs.
What a tremendous renewal of the Becher Chase. First, number 13, Ardent Scout at 40.